Guys, we've been following the Adelsons for 2 years now. Can you believe it? I don't know if you jumped in from the beginning of the case or halfway through, but it has been a journey. And today, it all ends with a very deserved life sentence. But before Donna received her life sentence, she had some very odd comments to make before the judge decided how long she would spend in jail. Life. Gonna be life. Just as a reminder, Donna Adelson has been on trial after her son, Charlie Adelson, was convicted of conspiring to kill a man named Dan Markell. Dan would have been her son-in-law, and Donna was so upset, literally, that Dan existed. I mean, honestly, she was so pissed off that Dan was married to her daughter, and she was like weirdly obsessed with her daughter and controlling her grandkids, that she just hated her son-in-law, okay? It happens sometimes. It is the mother-in-law from hell, okay? Also, the mother-in-law in hell, she's a murderer. The case has been going on for a while. There's so many details, but if you want to know why she did it, that's pretty much it. Donna's one of those, oh, poor me, I'm the victim. You have to believe me, I'm the victim type of people. And apparently that is incredibly evident in her statement that she made before the judge today. Everyone has told me to hold on tight for what she is about to say here. And before you watch, if you are not up to date on the case, just know this, she did it 100%. There is no doubt. The amount of evidence they had on the Adelsons was overwhelming. There's no question whether she did it or not. So let's hope we're all sitting down. Also, it's just worth noting that Donna is so like self-centered and weird that she chose an attorney that kind of looks like her in a sense, that also babies her.
Thank you for letting me speak.
Oh my God.
My son-in-law, Dan Markell, was a fine and decent man. He was well-educated and passionate about his career.
Is she going to mention the kids?
He was a good son-in-law. But more importantly,
a good dad?
He was a caring and loving father.
Oh, she finally said it. One thing that was crazy to me was that during the opening statements, they did not say anything about Dan Markell being a good father. I mean, that is just such a, like, that statement 100% should have been made in the opening statements. And it was so telling that they didn't say that. And it's because Donna didn't want them to. She didn't want it to exist. She didn't want anybody to believe that Dan was a good father. And now that she is being sentenced, meaning that she is guilty, she's being convicted, she's like, okay. Now I'll say it. I mean, like, you guys get what I mean? Isn't it crazy that they didn't say that in the opening statement? It is because Donna did not permit it to be said.
On July 18th, 2014, his car was followed, leaving his home. It should have been just like any other day, an ordinary day in the life of Ben and Lincoln's father. But it wasn't. He didn't know when he left his boys off at daycare that would be the last time he would see them and the last time they would see him. He didn't know when he went to the gym afterwards that would be the last time he would exercise. And he didn't know when he drove home.
That's her husband.
That his life would end within minutes. Danny wasn't just being followed. He was being hunted. He was brutally murdered in broad daylight.
By people
sitting
you
in
sent.
his car, in his garage, by vicious killers.
Look, y'all ever been like mega manipulated or gaslit by somebody so fucking bad and you know, but you can't prove it? And then you go and you collect what evidence you can, whether it be text messages of things, whether it be times, dates, shit, even videos. And even once you have everything, you sit on it and you know that you cannot present this to them and have them take accountability, because really these are just points for them to argue. So after a trial where she has been, like I said before, dragged, kicking and screaming through the evidence, she still presents the day that he was murdered, that she sent killers out there, as some third-party experience that she can't believe happened from her own ethereal narration. Like, it's wild. It's wild.
I cannot imagine the terror he felt when he saw a gun pointed at him through the window of his car. Danny died in the early morning hours of July 19th. His death is a loss to his children, his parents, his sister, all of us in his family, his friends, his colleagues in the legal community. Danny's boys each have a photo of themselves with their Abba, their dad, beside their beds. They grew up kissing the framed photo and saying, "Good night, Abba, I love you." But pictures and memories are all they have because cruel, cold-hearted people took him from all of us who loved him.
You.
My-
Does it feel like Donna is imitating a victim impact statement to you guys? Like, this is her plea before her sentencing, but it sounds like she just is copying what actual victims in Dan Markel say. Yeah, it sounds like a victim impact statement.
My grandsons were going to grow up
she ain't on
without
trial.
a father who loved them. I wondered, how could we help these boys through this trauma?
That you
It was
caused.
then that my husband and I knew that the best way to honor Danny's memory would be to share with these children an abundance of love, the love that Danny would have given them.
Fuck you, bitch. This is the type of shit that abusers do. They literally they commit the act, in this case, the worst act possible, taking your father, and then present themselves as the saviors that are here to take care of you. And man, fuck you for that. It can be incredibly confusing for children. We especially saw this in the Kendra Lakari situation, the mother that tortured her daughter for years, tortured and humiliated her, and then immediately when it was revealed it was her, she was like, well, let me take care of her. She needs me. They do this. They do this. And it's really hard for us people that are self-abandoners. I say this all the time. I'm formerly a recovering self-abandoner. We will trust these people for some reason because we're conditioned to. And I just hate that you can literally see this in behavior in 4K. She caused the problem. She committed the murder. And now she's trying to present herself as the sweet grandma that is still going to call you from jail and be nice. Monk said she's going to torture those boys with phone calls until they just grow old and ignore her. Yes, that's true. And then when the children make the choice to ignore her, what is she going to do? Some of you guys know exactly what this is. She's going to bombard them with love and phone calls. And then when they eventually realize, wait a minute, she did this. This is weird. I understand manipulation now. I'm going to cut her off. What Donna's going to do is she's going to continue to send them notes, letters, forms of communication. She is going to violate their boundaries with communication. And what is she going to say? Just know that, and she'll give herself some type of nice nickname. Just know that blah, blah, blah loves you. Grandma loves you. I know you don't want to talk to me, but grandma loves you. And that is another form of boundary violation, boundary violating with love. And it distorts your view of love, which is one of the most powerful things that we fucking need. It's still a control thing. It's really disturbing.
It is interesting how the state can't make up its mind about who is what they call the, quote, mastermind behind this murder.
It's you.
In both of Catherine Magbanow's trials, the state claimed she was the mastermind.
Why would she kill Dan Markel?
In my son Charlie Adelson's trial, they claimed he was the mastermind.
You can't even bring that up in here.
And now in my trial, they claimed that I, this grandma, was the mastermind. I had no idea that other people planned to cut Danny's life short. And the people who did this are exactly where they deserve to be. But I had no knowledge that this horrible, evil act was going to take place. If I had become aware of this plan before Danny was murdered, I would have stopped it. With not one iota of actual evidence, the state convinced a Tallahassee jury that I solicited and conspired with other people to have Danny killed. Where is the evidence before July 18th, 2014 at 10:50 in the morning?
Before you continue, Mrs. Adelson, as it relates to this statement, is the defense trying to re-argue the trial?
Yes, she's getting
Mrs. Adelson, you certainly can continue.
But you did it.
However, the court can take into consideration the utter lack of remorse that you are displaying.
Justice. Just to recap it, the judge has cut off Donna and said, sorry, Donna, are you trying to renegotiate the entire case where we just proved that you did it? Okay, You're not good. Well, if this is your statement, just want you to know that I, the judge, am going to take into consideration your complete lack of remorse, and that will be wrapped up into your sentencing. So if you want to keep going down this path, then just be aware that this will affect your sentencing.
Please proceed if you desire to do so.
Ooh! Is she just going to keep she's going to keep reading.
Where is the evidence before July 18, 2014 at 10:50 a.m.
This is why you
that
got
I
life,
had
girl.
any involvement in this vile and horrific act?
Consecutive.
Where is the
He gonna give her
solicitation and
consecutive.
conspiracy evidence?
Look, he gonna give her consecutive just for the disrespect, okay? And look, if you needed a reminder, people can do this. People will treat you this way. They will do the worst things ever to you, and then they will smile in your face and rewrite reality to the way they want it to be. And if you don't trust yourself, they'll get you.
It makes you wonder if the jurors were sleeping when the state had Sergeant Corbett on the stand for hours. Their own star witness testified that my phone was never, I repeat, never at my son's house on the night of the murder. The state's theory that my husband and I dropped off money to my son was blown out of the water by their own witness. And yet, the state continued to push that story,
Donna.
that lie of the so-called money drop, to the jury through the remainder of the trial. And the jury bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. Many months ago, my attorneys filed a motion for a change of venue. An expert witness testified that Tallahassee had been barraged with over 9 years of negative social media, printed news, television news, and podcast publicity about my family. He explained to the court, both with evidence and demonstratives, that for me to receive a fair trial, it needed to be held in any of the researched and designated areas in the state of Florida other than Tallahassee. All I wanted was a level playing field.
All I wanted was a level playing field. All I wanted was a chance for you guys to not be as good at your job as you are, where I could manipulate it and cry grandma to get out of it.
I sat through 3 days of jury selection. 180 potential jurors were asked if they had developed an opinion in my case. Those that answered yes also added, I believe she is guilty. Not one person,
Dude.
not one, said, I think she may be innocent. That should have been
I don't even have, I can't even, I don't have words.
One of my jurors admitted during jury selection that she had background information concerning what one of the state's witnesses would be testifying about. Why was she allowed to be on my jury?
What does any of this have to do with sentencing?
Grab just one moment.
Oh, he can't believe it. That's a meme. There's too many, I can't. The stare, the disappointment, the triple blink, the phone ringing. That, y'all can't use this for business meme, but you can use that.
Turn that phone off or step out.
When you're dealing with somebody that's extremely manipulative like this, when you are confronting them, when you're in the middle of a confrontation with them and all the pressure's on them, especially if you corner them, if there's a small distraction, they will very quickly hard shift to that distraction to take the pressure off of the confrontation and try to make you feel like that distraction is a bigger deal. And this is so subtle. I'm actually sure some of you guys have experienced this before in a relationship or some kind of argument with somebody or something. Like you've seen it before, but you actually can kind of see it when the phone rings. Donna had no reason to turn around like that, like it was a big deal. They will make those distraction a bigger deal to take away from the power you have in that moment of making your point. So just a little note, watch for that in real life.
Please.
What happened to Danny is unforgivable. But I am an innocent woman convicted of this terrible crime without evidence.
Without evidence. They will just lie to your face. They'll just lie.
He would have been appalled at the total lack of justice
Using the victim to try to defend herself.
He would have been embarrassed to have his name associated with any of it. There are 2 crimes here. The first was Danny being viciously murdered. The second one is taking my life, the life of an innocent woman. I've always respected the law. I've never gotten a parking ticket, but I'm going to prison for a murder I did not commit. I do intend to file an appeal so that hopefully I have the opportunity to be given a fair trial outside of Tallahassee. 11 years ago, Danny was murdered and taken from all of us who loved him for the past 9.5 years.
You know what? I'm gonna cut Donna's mic. F you, bitch. Let's see her get locked up.
As to the sentence in this matter, Ms. Adelson, please rise.
Ooh! Girl, I almost got up too.
Level of planning and coordination to bring the murder of Professor Markell to fruition was significant in this case.
Yes.
These were not crimes of chance or opportunity, and these crimes also required you to conspire with your son and others. You certainly can choose to deny your involvement and maintain innocence. The court finds the evidence in this case is clear.
Yes, and listen, hold on. I know we're watching the sentencing, but I just want to give you guys a little reminder. This trial was all about the evidence pertaining to the murder itself, but before the murder even happened, Donna was trying to control the court systems through the divorce. Tell me this isn't some controlling ass lady. Info for your lawyer when it comes to the deposition on Danny. It seems like you're always on the defensive, but I don't see her doing anything offensive. I'm really surprised that you didn't speak with her prior to the meeting in court. Can't you do XYZ? Also, what happened with the dean? Do you need to process it? Call us if you feel up to it tonight. If you're too tired, then call us in the morning. I mean, she was planning the divorce. She was planning the custody of the children regarding religious holidays. If you just keep paying your attorney $600 per hour and don't fight for what you want, you're no better off than him. You need to see the bigger picture. You need to look at what the future of Donna was the mastermind, the matriarch, and ultimately the person that caused Dan Markell's death.
The jury has found you guilty on charges of first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and solicitation to commit first-degree murder, and the court previously adjudicated you guilty as to these same charges on September 4th of this year. On count 1 of the indictment for first-degree murder, you are hereby sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or release. On count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder,
we'll add a couple more.
You are hereby sentenced to 30 years in the Department of Corrections that will run consecutive to count 1. The court will also sentence you to 30 years in the Department of Corrections on count 3. Counts 2 and 3 are to run concurrent with each other, but consecutive to count 1.
Oh, this is important. When they're consecutive, it means back to back. So it's like life plus more, right? And the reason why this is important is because if by chance she's successful with any appeals, you can essentially kind of knock some time off, and he's making sure that this is concrete. Donna Adelson is not going anywhere. What happened to the shaking? What happened to the sad face? What happened to the I'm just a grandma? What happened to that? You know? Wouldn't you think that when a person is giving their statement and like having a chance to speak, they might still be shaky and nervous? Of course. But that's a moment that you have a little control over what you're saying and what you're doing. When you were being given this like sentence, you would think she would have some type of emotional reaction unless the shaking was forced. That's not the same for all people, but we've watched enough of this trial to know what type of person Donna Adelson is. When she wants to feign innocence, she will shake, she will cry, she will say, poor me, I'm a little grandma, and that's what she was doing a minute ago. And now look at her, just stone cold, straight, standing still.
I will also recommend to the department that Mrs. Adelson is not to be placed in any unit or facility that would also house Catherine McBanawa.
Oh, yeah, leave Catherine alone. But honestly, dude, I think people would like Catherine McBanawa. That was the other woman that was involved in this trial. It was Charlie Adelson's brief girlfriend or something. I think she'd be slapping Donna around in there. I think people in the jail would actually like Catherine, and Donna's gonna have a rough time because she'd be complaining about everything. I don't know if y'all saw the other video where she was complaining about her brief time in jail, literally only in jail for a few months, filed multiple complaints.
Defendant is to be fingerprinted.
Oh, look at her smile. She's proud of herself. You did great work, baby. We saw it. She did great work. Her opening statements were really, really, really great.
We're in recess.
Goodbye, Donna Adelson. Unfortunately, folks, that is not the last that we're going to see of Miss Adelson, because she will be filing an appeal, complaining, trying to get a retrial probably in like 5 years. Oh my God. Let's set a reminder to request her disciplinary report in 3 to 6 months.